Hello everyone and welcome to our Hell in a Cell 2021 predictions. We have two matches on the card. It will be myself, Tyler Mumbles Woodward, versus Dylan Labahiri and Leon Wonderman Campbell in a triple threat match for the Maggle Cole Championship. I will be defending my title. And our second match is Y2 Jackass versus Callum Bruce for the real last man standing heavyweight championship. So guys, please enjoy our predictions, and here they are. First up, we have inside Hell in a Cell, Bianca Belair versus Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Bianca Belair versus Bayley, which has now been announced to be inside Hell in a Cell, because I am recording these on the Saturday. I am picking, of course, Bianca Belair. Yes, I get it. Yes. Okay, Bayley's been pretty good, but the go-home math shows that it is Rhea. It's not Rhea, sorry, Bianca that's going to win, because Bayley picked up the title and then she was all over the Thunderdome in like this stupid scene. So I'm picking Bianca.
Bianca Belair and Bayley. I'm going to go with Bianca Belair, and I'm going to go with a returning Sasha Banks to cost Bayley.
I have Bianca Belair defeating Bayley.
Now, for the women's title matches, let's start off with SmackDown. Bianca Belair versus Bayley. Now, it is just a singles match, and honestly, we've only came out of Mania for three months. Are we really going to hate the future of the women's division drop the titles now? No, we're not. There's nobody. It's the same with the Raw Women's title match, but we'll come to that later. So I can't see any of the champions dropping their titles just now, so I'm going to say Bianca Belair.
For the SmackDown Women's Championship, I choose Bianca Belair.
Next up, we have Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's Championship.
So, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's Championship. I am going for Rhea Ripley. I honestly don't care about Charlotte winning. I honestly don't care about Rhea at the minute. Rhea is great, but at the end of the day, she should be winning this. So, Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair. Gonna go Charlotte Flair, don't hate me. I think she's gonna win it. I think somebody else is gonna retain it on the female side, but I don't think it's gonna be Rhea.
I have Rhea Ripley defeating Charlotte Flair.
And on the Raw side, you've got Charlotte versus Rhea. Realistically, Charlotte needs to be out this fucking title picture. You've won the title 13 times. Unless you're going to try and unless the storyline is, oh, I'm better than my dad. I have 17 world championships. But it's honestly, this match I could honestly give less of a fuck about. So I'm choosing Rhea.
For the Raw Women's Championship match, I choose Rhea Ripley.
Next up, we have Alexa Bliss versus Shayna Baszler.
Alexa Bliss versus Shayna Baszler. I am picking Alexa Bliss. It's such an easy pick. Really, I'm sick of the voodoo stuff. I'm sick of Alexa being this lady fiend. I'm sick of it. They got rid of Lily, great, but that doesn't mean anything. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, I'm sick to death of seeing it. Yes, we are going into live crowd soon. They're probably trying to tone down all like the voodoo stuff and everything like that Alexa's doing. But they should have done that at the beginning. The story should have been that she took the Fiend's powers and that's it, right? Or kept her with the Fiend. But there you go. Alexa Bliss to the woman. I really don't care.
Alexa Bliss and Shayna Baszler. Gonna go Bliss. they're going to give her some love. I do believe tonight's going to be the Sister Abigail appearance. Don't know who. Maybe Liv Morgan. Maybe.
I have Alexa Bliss defeating Shayna Baszler.
So, here's my predictions for Hell in a Cell. I'm just going to shoot this. Match number 1. Well, it could be match number 1 tonight, I don't know. There's only 5 matches, so here we go. Alexa Bliss versus Shayna Baszler. Honestly, I know they're going to do some voodoo fiend bullshit. And it's going to end up either in some sort of DQ, some sort of interference. And I know they'll be leading to Alexa Bliss trying to get the title again. So, for this match, I choose Alexa Bliss.
For Shayna Baszler versus Alexa Bliss, I choose Alexa Bliss.
Next up, we have Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. And Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
So, Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. See, this one... Yes, Cesaro has come out on top a good few times in this. I'm gonna pick Seth Rollins. Yeah, Seth Rollins to win. I know Cesaro had a bit of momentum, but it's kind of dropped off now. So I think Rollins for the win.
So, Cesaro v Rollins. I'm going to go for Rollins. I don't reckon this is over yet, and Cesaro won the last one. So I'm going to go for Rollins.
I have Cesaro beating Seth Rollins.
Well, since card is subject to change, I'm better including these as well. So, just after SmackDown, we got announced Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. I don't know, maybe I've got a very funny feeling that Cesaro is going to have a Drew McIntyre sort of year, like what he had in 2020, if you catch my drift. So, they'll be I think Cesaro is going to be the next person to take the Universal Championship. It might not be off. It might not. It probably might be off of Roman, but I think that might happen within via Money in the Bank or a Royal Rumble win or an Elimination Chamber, some sort of gimmick match. It comes, because I don't believe Roman would lose straight up 1-on-1 without interference from the Usos or from a certain 90s superstar. But here you go. But either way, we're getting away from that. For Cesaro versus Seth Rollins, I'm choosing Cesaro.
So, Hell in a Cell 2021 predictions. My first prediction: Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. You see, this match is kind of coin toss for me because it was only announced on Friday, so yesterday. I'm gonna pick Sami Zayn just because KO won at WrestleMania, and I think Sami should get the win back, especially on pay-per-view. So, Sami Zayn for the win.
KO v Zayn. Bit of a coin flip. I'm gonna go with Kevin Owens. Don't know why, I don't know.
I have Sami Zayn beating Kevin Owens.
And for a match that is old as time itself, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Jesus Christ, I've seen this match about a million times already. It doesn't matter if it's in WWE, Ring of Honor, PWG. It's a fucking classic. Honestly, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, you could not get a bad match out of them. It's, right, we need a match on a pay-per-view, we need a match on Raw, SmackDown, who have we got? Right, Owens, Sami, you know each other, you two are like fucking brothers, go and do what you need to do, you've got 20 minutes. And honestly, I have no clue No clue what their storyline is. I know they're just, it's like, friends, enemies, friends, enemies, friends, enemies. Just Jesus Christ. It's just Jesus Christ. It's like, all we want, honestly, is a no holds barred or last man standing match between the two of them, just as good as our Ring of Honor match that they had for, like, I think it was like for the world title in that ladder war match. But anywho, I'm babbling for over a minute, but hey ho. So between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I don't know, let's just choose Kevin Owens.
And up next, the match that's already happened on SmackDown, but we did predictions for it anyway. Roman Reigns versus Rey Mysterio, Hell in a Cell for the Universal Heavyweight Championship.
So, Roman versus Ray, I picked Roman anyway. So, everyone is going in with 1 point advantage. So, that's in the triple threat match and in Y2 Jackass versus Callum even. So, there you go.
And finally, Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio. This was a coin toss because at first I was thinking that Rey Mysterio would win and the Usos would cost Roman. I can't see Roman losing yet. I think the Usos will try and cost him, and I think one John Cena at SummerSlam will get his 16th belt, courtesy of the Usos. But I think tonight is probably the start of the fallout between the Usos and Roman. So I'm going to go Roman Reigns to win.
This is my Hell in a Cell 2021 predictions. I have Roman Reigns defeating Rey Mysterio.
And time for why this is actually a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, the Hell in a Cell matches. Let's go with Roman versus Rey to begin with. Roman. That's my answer. It's like, no offense to Rey, because he's one of the best of all time, but the storyline for this is Roman be dominant until Dwayne comes. HIAC until Dwayne comes, which is going to lead to Mania, and realistically, the only way to get the title off of Roman is Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank, or some beast travelling back down from Canada via Minnesota to probably choke him out and take the title from him, and probably Paul Heyman at the same time. So for the Universal Championship match, I choose Roman Reigns.
And finally, the main event. Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship inside Hell in a Cell. If Drew loses, he will not be able to challenge for the title while Bobby is still holding it.
So, Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre in Hell in a Cell. If Drew loses, he won't be able to challenge for the title again as long as Bobby's still champion. Going off Raw, I think Bobby's retaining here. It's going to be a slugfest. They do have great chemistry together, but it's Bobby's moment at the minute. Drew can have his moment again in front of live fans, but at the minute it is his moment, and it is a Bobby win. I could see Brock returning. As much as I don't want it, I think Brock is going to return at some point, and we're going to get Brock versus Bobby at SummerSlam. So that's my predictions. We'll see what happens.
Hello, the new champion here after Sunday. So, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre. I'm going to go Bobby Lashley. I think Drew will get a chance because I think Brock's going to take the belts off Bobby.
McIntyre losing to the almighty Bobby Lashley.
And then the last chance Hell in a Cell match. Bobby Lashley versus Drew. An American versus a Scotsman. A lot like my match, but unlike my match, the American wins. I can't see Drew winning this match. Drew realistically needs to be moved out of the title picture. You've been in the title picture now for what, since WrestleMania 36? So you've been in the title picture for well over a year. It's no offense to Drew or whatever. It's just that after a while, you need to spice it up. It's like there's so many folk on the brands now that if you just give them an opportunity, you could give them the World Championship. They could be World Championship material, or at least a number one contender. It's like, come on. It's like, we've got a superstar shake. We're going to have a draft coming up soon. This is the perfect opportunity to change it up. But for the last chance match, I choose Bobby Lashley.
So, the Blue Toon bad boy wants me at Hell in a Cell. Well, he should know that when he gets locked up in a cage with an animal, that I'm going to tear him limb from limb. For the WWE Championship match, I choose Bobby Lashley.
So that was our predictions for Hell in a Cell 2021. Join me and probably a few other people for live reactions to Hell in a Cell tomorrow night. And guys, we shall see you on the next one.